Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Worldology. Today's video we have a new community update before the new season. Alright, so some interesting things on here. I'm going to talk about it. Hey, mind you, my voice is a little bit lost, so I might be squeaking, squealing, doing whatever I got to do to try to keep my voice intact. Alright, so first and foremost, hey everyone, season 2 is almost here before it goes live. We wanted to share an update on what's coming this season, along with what we're already working on beyond this launch, based on what you've been discussing across the Battlefield community. Significant updates coming in Season 2. The first content update of Season 2 introduces Contaminated, a new map designed to deliver focused combat with multiple pathways and flanking opportunities. Arriving with it is a limited time mode that, as seen in our recent story trailer, I haven't seen that. Y'all can check that out. Expands Battlefield 6 narrative and introduces a new element of tactics in a fight against Pax Armada. There's more variety coming later in the season with a new high intensity map and a limited time mode that will require players to battle through an underground base covered in darkness. Alright. So a high intensity map, of course, is going to be a meat grinder map because we're going to be in an underground silo. So I don't know, based on all the new, the new leaks, I don't know if they're true or not, because I literally haven't seen the season. So that can probably be in the underground base and covered in darkness. That's going to be our first chance to see if nighttime maps can be played on a Battlefield game like this. Slowest movement, no movement. Also, high TTK, high everything. We're just going to see how it plays out. But it is an interesting concept. Probably going to be a very fun thing. I don't know why it's limited. We actually need more content instead of being removed, but let's keep going. In addition to new content, Season 2 brings a wide variety of updates and fixes. Some of the key areas of improvement: progression improvements, broader challenge perimeters. Challenges have been streamlined by reducing the emphasis on highly mode-specific challenges, removing the daily sidearm challenges from regular rotation, and expanding criteria like allowing assists count toward daily challenges. We'll continue to closely monitor completion rates and adjust challenge criteria where they feel too restrictive. Faster battle pass progression has been adjusted to be more rewarding this season. This includes recalculating how battle pass tokens are earned from career XP, allowing you to earn progress more quickly through regular gameplay and weekly challenges. More rewarding progression in RedSec. Career XP and weapon XP earn rates have been increased in Battle Royale and Gauntlet, helping progression feel more balanced between RedSec and Battlefield 6 experience. Career reward rebalance. Career and Battle Pass boosters were added to some earlier career ranks, particularly to better support players who focus on RedSec. This change helps progression feel meaningful even when standard career unlocks such as gadgets, throwables, and loadout slots don't provide direct benefits in Battle Royale. Gauntlet. Weapon balance and recoil improvements. Recoil compensation has been made fully consistent, resulting in more predictable and reliable weapon handling. Building on this, automatic weapons have received a broad tune of pass to reinforce role clarity and ensure weapons feel appropriately distinct across different combat situations. So speaking on that little quick note, meaning that in Battlefield 3, 4, Hardline, 1, 5, hopefully that means that we're going to have different spread patterns and different, feels of different weapons instead of all the weapons feeling the exact same. Like laser beams not being able to depict if you're actually using a different weapon or not on your POV or the other POV, right? The only difference is basically the gun sounds and how, the weapon handles and mobility. So that sounds like a good thing. Player movement. Soldier movement has been improved to feel more predictable and readable in fast-paced combat. This includes updated acceleration curves, smoother vaulting, and ladder transitions, and fixes that reduce visual inconsistencies or unexpected behavior during traversal and close quarter interactions. So what does that mean, predictable and readable in fast-paced combat? I honestly don't know what that means. People, there obviously levels to movement, so why would you want movement to be more predictable? I don't get what that means. It's like more predictable and like, yeah, honestly, I genuinely don't know what that means. I'm not even going to try to explain that, but hoping that acceleration curve, updated acceleration curve, smoother vaulting, and ladder transitions, meaning that it will feel more input worthy. Like it will make sure our keyboards can actually work or our controller can actually work, depending on what, y'all are playing on. And audio improvements. Audio has been polished to improve clarity and readability during matches. This includes clearer cues for movement and interaction to help with positioning, better handling of overlapping sounds, and more dependable playback of critical audio in busy combat scenarios. Continued refinements and improvements are already in the works for later in the season as well. So, critical audio in busy combat scenarios, meaning that, of course, everybody who has problems with audio, literally like 90% of the community, literally has to depict tank sound, 500 footsteps, including your teammates' footsteps, buildings breaking down close to you, and all of that in one. Basically, you can't depict anybody who's running next to you, which is an enemy. And they're basically fixing that. And that's a very good start into the audio, but I don't see why it's hard to depict just footstep sounds and, our teammates sound. Continued refinements is going to be in the later season, so obviously we're probably not going to get the full audio that we actually need, but we'll see. We'll be sharing more details on the season's content with a full season roadmap at the end of the following week, followed by complete update notes covering all changes. We're excited for you to jump in and start playing as soon as Season 2 goes live. Ongoing development focus. At the same time, we're working on a clear set of gameplay improvements that will continue rolling out over the course of the season and beyond. Current areas for improvement that are in active development include hit registration, net code, ongoing recoil review, visibility, the ping system for map locations, and additional audio improvements. We are targeting some of these improvements to be tested in Battlefield Labs for player-driven iteration and will be included throughout upcoming game updates once they are validated. There are additional areas under review that will provide more details on as decisions are finalized. So, ongoing recoil review, I want to talk about that first. I hope ongoing recoil review is talking about, as you see my gameplay in the background, the freaking sight always moves around, or when you have an assault rifle, it moves around and it literally like messes with your like spread pattern, because the bullets doesn't come out of the center of the gun, it comes out of the sight. And I hope that's what ongoing recoil review is talking about, or just like recoil in general as well. Hit registration and net code, obviously they're literally both the same thing, so no need to talk about that. Map locations and additional audio improvements, talked about that. That's a good addition to start on. Battlefield Labs continue to be a critical part of how we test, iterate, and validate gameplay changes alongside the community as we move into Season 2. Labs will remain focused on combat field consistency and balance. We recently tested the new contaminated map together with a new gameplay feature with maps in Battlefield Labs. These play tests helped us better understand how the feature impacted moment-to-moment decision-making and player comfort during combat. And based on player reactions, we made a series of adjustments to ensure it's better prepared for the launch of Season 2. We are also planning to test our times to kill, TTK, tuning with a focus on improvement combat, readability, and consistency. The goal of this work is to require stronger aim accuracy and fire discipline in order to achieve the fastest TTK. As part of this work, we're looking at the elements such as limb multipliers, headshot damage, and the cost of ammunition types that enhance headshot effectiveness. Alright, so that's a good thing. That sounds good on paper. And I'm glad, limb multipliers is coming into addition and everything like that. But again, why do we need bullet types instead of why do we need headshot bullet types? Why? It's just going to be harder to try to figure out what can work with what, instead of just having everything normal and just removing the bullet types and just having bullets go play how it's supposed to play. It doesn't make sense to me. What do we need bullet types for? Such as limb multipliers, headshot, and headshot damage. Are you going to increase the headshot damage and add the bullet types that increase headshot damage as well? That doesn't make sense. So we might as well just take the bullets out, or just have tracer rounds or something to have different variety types of bullet types or something. Gomen Railway test. We recently started some initial focus Battlefield Labs play sessions on the Gomen Railway map, which will arrive in Battlefield 6 in this upcoming season, so it's not going to be in this season. As we mentioned in our previous blog, this version of the map is not a one-on-one copy, but instead being reworked and just to best fit the experience of Battlefield 6. So obviously it's going to be shortened. You have the slowest movement in the game, so and early impressions show that players are already picking up on the differences in this new interpretation. Initial reactions have been positive, particularly around the overall scale and flow of the play space. Players noted that the map feels familiar while still offering some new, including improvements to the northern town area and added cover that better supports infantry movement and engagements. As with all Battlefield Labs content, Goldman Railway is still in active development. Some elements, such as the train that runs through the map, we're not fully functional during the first session, but work is already underway to bring these features back to the future session. Continue testing Goldman Railway with our BF Lab participants and aim to provide updates in the future as the map continues to evolve. RedSec updates: we recently introduced a change that ensures players drop a minimum of 2 armor plates upon death. Building on that, we're planning to increase overall armor availability in Season 2 by adding a chance for additional armor plates to spawn in class crates. This is intended to improve pacing and survivability across matches, particularly in situations where armor plates can feel scarce as a match progresses. We're also making additional changes to the availability of vehicle keycard rewards. Tanks are a core part of what makes RedSec unique, and we want players to have meaningful access across them. At the same time, having multiple tanks active for a single team should be rare and earned. To support this, we're introducing a cooldown on vehicle keycards as mission reward after one is successfully acquired, making it significantly harder to change tank access back to back. As these changes go live, we'll monitor how they perform and we'll share more details on additional RedSec improvements in a separate update. Community highlights, and y'all can read the community highlights. It just shows different codes and things for Portal. And I didn't hear anything about 60Hz portals. Are y'all gonna add more? Or? So yeah, that was the updates for Season 2. It's still kind of flat, you know, like we have some things and some things are like, obviously there are good things, like the main thing is actually the TTK, the limb multiplier and everything like that, and the movement. Those are the main things because those are literally the gameplay and the mechanics. The second most interesting thing is, you know, the newest dark map, or the first nighttime map we get, is just an underground silo. Hopefully, I just wanted Siege of Cairo nighttime to see how that worked out or anything like that. But underground silo, a meat grinder, people advocating for bigger maps and getting a meat grinder map. I mean, hey, I'm alright by it, but hey, I don't know about the community. How y'all feel about it? How y'all feel? People who's watching the channel, how do you feel about underground nighttime silo map? Just full of darkness and just putting on something that you can't breathe because you're gonna die. Alright, how do y'all feel about it? I don't know. You know, I don't know. Hopefully it's, you know, it is interesting, right? It is very interesting. You know, still the key word until the new season comes out, and then we'll see if it's interesting or not, right? But yeah, hey, the new updates are decent. They're decent. Still something to work on. Hopefully it can still be like we don't get rug pulled or anything. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for this video. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. I will be streaming on the first day of the Season 2, hopefully. And just know that, yeah, we're close. Last season again.